Hello students, welcome to Sankalp Learning. So the next question is capacitance of an isolated conducting sphere of radius R1 becomes n times when it is enclosed by a concentric conducting sphere of radius R2 connected to earth. The ratio of their radii R2 divided by R1 is. So here we need to calculate the value of the ratio of R2 divided by R1. So see, for that here what we are going to do, we are going to substitute. Yes, C1 is equal to the capacitance of the capacitor for an isolated conducting sphere. It is given by, so first we are going to write it as the capacitance of the capacitor is given by, that is C1 is equal to, it is 4 pi epsilon naught into R1. That is capacitance of an isolated sphere when the radius is R1. Now we are writing C2 is equal to, students. So C2 is equal to for the concentric circles. Okay. So for the concentric circles, the value is given as it is 4 pi epsilon naught R1 into R2 divided by it is R2 minus R1. Here in the question, something they have specified, that is here the capacitance of the conducting sphere, it becomes n times when it is enclosed by the concentric conducting sphere. So therefore here we can write it as n of C1 is equal to C2. N of C1 is equal to C2. So now we can substitute the value here, students. That is, what is the value of the C1? What is the value of the C2? We can substitute. Let us see after simplification what we are going to get. So after the simplification, here the value will be, this is n of C1 is equal to C2. So see, this n you keep it as it is. The C1 value is 4 pi epsilon naught R1 is equal to, this is C2 value is 4 pi epsilon naught R1 into R2 divided by R2 minus R1. Here the 4 pi epsilon naught will get cancelled on both the side. Then later here if I cross multiply, this is n of R2 minus n of R1 is equal to R2. So only this much value will remain. In the question, in the question they are asking, that is R2 divided by R1. That is R2 divided by R1. Suppose if I simplify here R2 divided by R1, the value of R2 divided by R1 becomes. So see that the value of R2 divided by R1 will be option A, that is n divided by n minus 1. So if you simplify for R2 divided by R1, it will become n divided by n minus 1. That is option A is the right answer.